You feel the weight and then you burst through the struggles, tearing through flesh with the heart of a lion. We were built for war.
I literally packed my trash, and that Monday I was at Schneider working the Masonite account, and that's when I finally got to meet Ike. And
I saw him. He was all stalking me around, saying, "Hey, I've been watching you on YouTube." I'm like, okay. And he's all I want to tell y'all something about Shooter McGavin here. When I remember we were sitting down in the office, and you were being all PC. Mm-hmm. You were just like saying, and you've got this thing when you start talking, you go, trying to be all business-like. Hey, everybody knows me. I ain't business-like, never, ever. But now, obviously, you've got your business side, and then you got your, well, let your hair down, but you've got the same problem I do. Right. No hair, but anyways, moving right along. Go ahead, tell your story.
Yeah, the first time I met this guy, I've maybe been on the Masonite account for a week or two, and I'm just the whole time I'm thinking, when am I going to run into Ike Stevens? When am I, at this point, he's like a celebrity in my eyes. It's like, man, this is this guy on YouTube. This is the guy that got me into trucking while I'm turning 95. Yeah. And then finally, I see him walking across the docks. The one dock door's open while I'm bumping the dock of another one. He's just walking right up at it. I'm like, fucking God, it's like fucking Stevens. Holy fucking shit. Now it's just like, oh, it's fucking Ike, whatever, But then it was like, holy shit, that is fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, because basically, we've, well, a little bit while we were at Masonite and stuff, gosh, you were there for what 6 months or something?
For the last 6 months. Before Estison's Logistics stole the account.
Gosh, what? I mean, it opened up the door for you to do this. It opened up the door for me to do what I'm doing, but gosh, what a piece of crap company Estison is. Listen, I haven't done this as much. I haven't crap talked Estison as much as I should, because Schneider paid us, well, I said it in a video here a week or so ago, $25 a drop. I had 43 cents my own. How much you got paid?
Every time we bumped a dock, and it only took 15 minutes from when we pulled in the lot till we were pulling out. That's how efficient we were.
Now, we were doing average, 20 some odd drops a week? Sometimes more. Sometimes
I had, a couple times, I had both Austin and San Antonio. You would head out from Dallas, and you would start Austin, then you would cut over to San Antonio and finish that up. I've had, I want to say 13, 14 drop loads on one trailer. So 13 multiplied by
25.
25, I'm sorry, by 25, plus every mile is paid, which for me, low man on totem pole, I was at 35. So 43, 35, do the math.
Well, we didn't make our money. You made, money off miles, but the big chunk, the thing that you really can bank on was the drops. 1,800 miles, maybe at all you got, and some people at 1,800 miles they starve.
In a 4 to 5 day period, it was anywhere from 20 to probably about 35 drops in that week, which was nothing. It went like clockwork. So that's 25, 25, 25, 25 multiplied by 35 times, plus your miles for the week, which is probably about 12 to 1,500.
And we had time, well, I had time to do a lot of videos from back behind those stores and using the free Wi-Fi. Of course, I don't need free Wi-Fi now. Verizon Unlimited, thank you very much.
Right. I got AT&T Wi-Fi with Cricket SIM card. I'm cheating.
So that ended. I went on to do what I'm doing now. You went on to do something else. What'd you do?
About 3 months before the contract ended, and before we knew that Schneider lost the account,
by the way, something I failed to say, we were undercut, by a crap company. We were getting paid what we said we were getting paid, and we got undercut by Essenson, and they didn't cut it anywhere else but on the driver's salary. It was $11, maybe $12 per drop, not even half of what we were getting.
Yeah, no one else undercut Schneider. None of the big boys could do it.
No.
The ones that could actually do it. So yeah, Estes Logistics, the way they did it is they found out our pay scale and said, well, we can get drivers for less. So that's how they undercut us. And then they tried to make it sound like we were going to make the same amount of money by having this overcomplicated rip off the driver pay plan. Literally, it sounded like this. No joke, no exaggeration. Oh yeah, it'll be $11 a drop, but we're gonna pay detention pay after the first 45.53 minutes. You're gonna get $10 for the first 10 minutes and 53.256 cents for the following 7 minutes. Then you know, if you're still there, knowing full well we're never there more than 15 minutes, so we never see any of that pay. Oh, and then there's layover pay. If it's the third Sabbath of the month or after, and you know, you got a woman of questionable gender in your truck, we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars for the first 7 minutes and $2.99 each minute after. It sounded like the pay scale for a 900 number sex line. $2.99 for the first minute. It's like, it was a joke. It was a joke. And I'm sitting there, and I wish I would have let the guy have it. I let the guy have it.
He did. I mean,
at first, what did I call? I called Estes Logistics a scab company.
Yeah, he did. He called it right
to the guy's
there.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me and Bob, y'all heard me talking about Bob all the time. Me and Bob were sitting there saying, "This is the guy talking, who you're talking about." And Shooter was like, "I don't care. He deserves it." Pretty much. Yeah, yep. I mean, said it right to his face.
And the guy was all polite. He said, well, do you want to hear the pay package? I'm like, okay, you can tell me the pay package. And that's when he went, all that, and I looked at Ike and Bob, and I'm like, we're never there more than 15 minutes because we know how to do our job.
We never did really entertain
and we have
the
relationships
fact of
with
even
these people.
going.
So they roll out the red carpet. When they see our trucks pull up, it's like, Masonite's here. Cool, rip them off. You know, rip and run, rip and run. We're never going to see that detention time. So we're going to see $11 a drop. That's back to what Werner was paying years ago on the account. Schneider came in, undercut Werner, and doubled the pay.
They did.
So this company came in seeing that we can't do that unless we cut driver pay. So they did what Werner did back in the day. Sacrifice driver pay and driver lifestyle so they could steal the contract. Any company that does that, scummy.
Yeah, I mean,
scummy.
That's just it. It's just,
you couldn't do it legitimately, so you just stole from the drivers. You hurt their families. Fuck their families. Whatever. You know, we don't care.
They tried to use a tactic on me
50% pay cut.
You know, we could get you into being in the office. You could be in an office. You could be in management. And I'm like, first of all, I'd have to move to the city. I don't want to move to the city. I just want to drive a freaking truck. That's all I want to do, and make money and have easy go fishing on the weekends, go on cruises. But
well, you know, got off on that tangent. To get back what you originally asked me, what I did after the Masonite account ended, got to rewind 3 months before it ended. Before we knew it got stolen by that scabby ass company from California, I just happened to go to our operations manager and said, hey, look, I'm interested in learning kind of the other side of the house. You know, been behind the wheel. I'd like to learn more of the management. I wouldn't mind sitting in, kind of seeing what you guys see. And he's like, well, how quick would you want to promote? I'm like, whoa, hold on a minute. I'm just talking about, you know, 1-year plan, 5-year plan. I just want to learn the inside, the office aspect of this, just for knowledge. Within 3 months, I had an offer and a promotion, and I promoted right under this gentleman onto the same dedicated. Come to find out later, after speaking to him more in detail, after everything kind of played out, that him and the division manager got together and said, this is the guy that fixed the issues for the nighttime operations of this major dedicated in Dallas. I think he's unorthodox. I think he would be able to do it where others have failed, and I did. Within 6 months, we fixed a lot of the issues at night. And to quote the division manager, and this is a direct quote, "You are the first person in 9 years since that position's ever existed that's actually fixed the issues, that's actually been able to do it right." So that was a kudos. That was definitely a big feather in my cap. And when I finally decided to go back out on the road, I got that itch and I became a Schneider IC. Within a couple weeks of leaving, I found out that that account went from losing $2 million last year to being not only profitable, but winning a company-wide award, best dedicated account in the company. Second largest company in the world, we were the best dedicated account. In 1 month, we grossed over $2 million when originally we were losing millions. And we didn't have the cut driver pay to do that.
Yeah, and that was under a man. Now I'm not going to say his name. I don't know if we.
I don't know if he wants to be out there like that.
But both of us can vouch for him. If he's watching this video, he'll know. But he treated all the drivers, and I guarantee you, all those Costco drivers are treated fairly. I should say, fairly, and I don't know if they're getting paid well. I don't know, but I can guarantee you this. He's fair, he's easy to work with, and not only that, he's freaking smart. You got to be smart to manage, and some people are just not smart, and he is. But anyways, I'm off the leg.
Yeah, no, awesome guy. The problem is that particular contract, because of the customer doesn't pay well. They don't pay both ways like Masonite did either, so you're constantly having to deal with
that stuff. He can't
calls.
help.
We did. I remember one night, a gentleman, a member of management, not for Schneider, but for the company we were contracting for, ended up using some foul language directed at me and at Schneider. And when my boss found out about it, he called one of the top people over at the customer and basically said, I'm going to have that guy come in right now. This is the middle of the night. You let your guy know to let him have it. So I sat there and I'm literally shouting in this guy's face, don't you ever fucking talk to me like that. I don't care who the fuck you think you are. You'll never fucking talk to me like that. Under permission from both Schneider higher management and the customer higher management. They said, let this guy have it. Put him on final fucking notice. And that's, most companies wouldn't do that.
No.
But, and I remember he actually showed up. He actually drove from downtown Dallas, his place in Deep Ellum, and drove down. So just at the tail end of me, balling this guy out friggin' drill sergeant style in front of his boss, upper management made this guy and his boss report to me in the middle of the night. And I got to sit there and tear him to shreds. Paul walked in right at the tail end of it, just stood back and watched. And I went, you got anything else, boss? Like, nope, sounds like you pretty much handled it.
I could see him saying that, almost a little grin on his face a little bit. Yeah. He
just sat there, he had his little, he dips every once in a while.
Yeah.
And so he has, which he doesn't look like the type. To describe this guy, he looks like he's fresh out of college, clean cut and all that.
I tell you, when I first met the dude, it was like, oh boy, here's this kid. He's just going to freaking, all right. Me and Bob kind of, Milton, but it was mainly me and Bob. Me and Bob were sitting there. It's like, oh boy, here we go. We got this kid. Now, I take that back. We did have a glimpse of hope, because the first boss we had, he was a kid, and we loved him. He ran off and left. We had an older guy there. It took us a while to get to, to be happy with him, but then we warmed up to him. But then he got promoted, and Paul took his place, and then we're like, oh boy, here we go again. We got to train another guy. And I tell you, he was one of the best bosses I've ever had.
Yeah, I'd agree. He's the golden child. Yeah, he's going to end up, if he stays with Schneider, he's going to end up, at the executive level eventually. But honestly, I think someone will steal him away at some point. At some point, someone's going to flash a shit ton of cash in front of him, a shit ton, and just go.
I mean, the thing is, if you did something wrong, and there was times where he got on. Well, I would say get on to me, but he
was never condescending. It was never like.
It's like, you need to do this. You need to do this. He was basically informing me where I stood, and and he did it fairly, and he treated me with respect, and that's all I asked for.
He didn't come off as a friggin' douchebag trucking manager. It's hard to describe unless you work in the industry. You just know the condescending tone that someone has. It's the type of guy you just didn't want to let down.
You could go outside and smoke a cigarette. I don't smoke, but you could go outside and smoke a cigarette with him and just BS and have a good time. But go back into the office and, it's back to business.
It's my quarterback.